formula is to preserve the existence of a people and a future for their children.
Oh, isn't that what Ralph says?
Sorry?
Is it?
I think the code and the formula applies to all people. But when I say people, hold it, when I say people, I mean, so I'm a conservative, real conservative.
Oh.
I believe in the conservation of race, culture, ethnicity, family values, and so on. I'm anti-globalist.
All right.
From what I understand, it's supposed to mean the preservation of the white race and helping them or something like that. I don't know if you're aware of that, and if that's got anything to do with why you're wearing it.
Well, as I said, the principle that the preservation of the white race, I'm for it. Because I'm for the preservation of the black race, the Asian race, the Chinese race, all races. So I'm a national racialist. Yes. But that does not mean that...
What about the 88 part? Because I think that's what the 14s mean. What about the 88 part?
Oh, the 88 in Chinese is good luck.
Yeah, but I think, can I say that? But the thing is, you can't. So you're saying that you can be in favour of preserving your people without hating the other group.
Yes, that's it.
So this is where things start. Like you know, I've always said that if I went to the Punjab where my people are from, and all of a sudden there was like 30 to 40% Chinese people there,
exactly,
and my particular way of life was gone.
Yes,
I'm not going to hate the Chinese for being Chinese. I might be a little bit disappointed that my way of life is gone.
Right, that's right. But
So,
hold it. This is a bit disappointing.
Oh, very disappointing.
Thank you.
So
very disappointing.
Yeah, because I'm glad you said that you're so open about it. Because if you're going to say you're for the black race or the Asian race, you should say the white people should be for the white race.
Exactly.
You can't be on the fence.
That's right.
And a lot of people, like Raspek, the hypocrite, is a black nationalist, but calls people that are white nationalists racist. So there's a big hypocrisy there, is there not? If you're a black nationalist and believe in preserving the black race and the black people, but you don't consider that to be anything wrong with that, but then you're condemning the white people for saying that they're white nationalists, then you're a hypocrite.
Correct. That sentence is correct.
But you see, like your whole get up and everything, I don't know, like, is it supposed to make people think about Germany?
Thank you. That's the There's multiple layers.
There's layers, man. You know what I'm saying?
But you know that by
multiple layers.
But you know that by him wearing this, that he's gonna be sending out a particular message to people.
Hey, Raj, you got a voice. Let's speak.
Oh, go. But I'm just saying that you're asking, but you know that it's not. Oh, shut up, you little. I was gonna call him a small carrying prick.
That might be the case, but I want to hear him say.
Go on.
You might be feeding him information right now.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. But I stated it. I answered you. Any further questions?
Just
this is to cause us to think about 666. What do you call it? The devil. The devil?
Yeah, is that what it signifies?
Well, it's 600.
Big up.
Come on, man.
So you're just trying to...
It's a number. But people attach different significances to the number.
What would you say is the most commonly referred to connection with that 666 number? What do you think most people think?
In my experience, the most popular reference to 666 is parts of Revelation, book of Revelation in the Bible. They usually say it's the number of a man or number of a beast. I'm not too sure. Is it a number of a man or a number of a beast? The beast or the man? 666 is the mark of the beast.
No, I'm not asking you what it is. I'm asking what people. What do you believe people think it is? That's what I'm asking.
That's too wide. People,
in general, interacting with people.
they
Obviously,
believe it has some significance to the Revelations, Book of Revelations in the Bible.
Is that why you wore it? Is that why you wore it?
Yeah, because it's one aspect of the significance of the numbers.
What do you think people's general perceptions are about the way you're dressed? What do you think? How do you think you're viewed by public?
I have no idea.
You've got no idea.
No, that's why I'm out here
right now.
Yeah, but that's why I'm out here and I'm listening. I'm listening to the feedback.
What was your
what people think.
What was your attraction to this whole?
Because I thought the weather's going to be quite rainy and cold today, so let me wear something that could be appropriate. That has a bit of flavour as well.
Strictly the weather. That's it.
Primarily the weather.
Belt, a hat.
Give us the elephant in the room. That's how
Where can I go on?
Well,
Where can I go?
do your research.
no one else is stealing style.
Good, you got it. So what do you believe is the elephant in the room?
I don't know. I think you dressed up like.
Because you said there's an elephant. You think
I
there's
believe,
an elephant.
yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think that elephant could be?
I think it's
Raj, I like that also
dressed up.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to talk about that today, hopefully.
A German soldier in Hitler's
I hope so, he said he was.
or a
I
general.
want to hear that as well.
And the general
Did
perception
he get heated?
Yeah, 'cause it made a lot of sense.
people dressed like that, sort of Nazis,
I'm a military
that they're
genius.
bad people. Whether people know why, I don't know. They're usually associated with the extermination of a lot of Jews and things like this.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's what I would ask. If you're conscious of that, why would you decide to dress in that fashion?
Because I'm a Nazi, national racialist, not a national socialist, a national racialist. So I believe a national racialist believes that the race conserves the nation. The nation conserves the race.
So the name you picked is similar to. I don't know. Is it the name that you picked, or is it a name that was already in existence? Would you say you are?
It's new concept.
It's a new concept.
New concept, yeah. Most powerful concept at Speaker's Corner.
And you chose to model it off of Nazi, like the original Nazis.
No, not model. It stands by itself. National
Took no influence
racialist.
from Hitler's Nazis.
COE, can I talk? COE!
Take no influence from Hitler's. You look like you're very inspired by Hitler.
Okay.
You look like you are.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
What do you say to that? What do you say to that?
I have to get it.
National socialism or Nazis is irrelevant. I'm a national racialist.
But do you take any inspiration from Hitler?
I don't want to talk about Hitler.
You just want to look like you're a member of the army, though.
He must. Right, I'm allowed to ask him. Right, so, are you saying that when you're saying that you believe in Nazi to the racial identities, you don't believe in the? Do you also believe that one race is superior to the other race?
No.
All right, so you're not a Nazi then.
There you go.
You never said he was a Nazi. You said he was a. But did you say you are? There's a difference. Like, you're not saying he's a
National
Nazi.
racialist.
All right, so that's a new definition.
Of course.
Because it's not. I don't,
New concept. New ideology.
It becomes problematic when you're too tribalistic, when you start thinking you're better than the other people.
That's right.
Or you're
That's right.
superior. That's when you truly become a racist. Like if you want to preserve your people or your way of life, I don't see that as racist per se.
Well, I'll put it this way. If we use the Olympic Games analogy, yes, stay in your lane. So you have a number of lanes. You're in a race.
It's like similar to
You race. You try and make sure that the stadium is equal. You try and make sure the stadium has no bias, and then everybody enjoys the Olympics. Yes? So you've got 8 lanes. Do you understand? And so when people are running their race, some races are required to stay in your lane. And the assumption is that the track does not have any biases.
Are you saying you don't believe in race mixing and stuff like that?
Not quite. To illustrate,
To stay in your lane, it sounds to me like you believe that people should stay within their own people,
Good.
their own lane.
Let me explain. So, we're gathered here. You have your own bed at home, correct? Okay.
I hope so.
You will all have your beds that you're going to go to sleep in tonight, yes? Well, we'll get there. Okay. Right. So some people...
Look, this is the difference between a burqa and a thingy. I can open this as well.
You're not a superhero.
I can open that and I can pull it down as well, so don't worry, there's holes in there as well.
Right. Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah, so just like some people believe they like to have their own bed, yes? And in between their beds that they sleep in their bedroom, there's a wall between their bedroom and their flat, or the rest of their house. Is that correct? Right, so some people, a lot of people like to live that way. They like to have their own bedroom and they like to have a wall between their bedroom and the rest of their flat or house. We'll go there slowly. And then, between your flat or your house and the rest of the street, there's another wall, isn't there? So just because you live in a house or you live in a flat, that doesn't mean that you cannot leave your home and go out and go where you're welcome. It also means that you can invite your friends over for dinner or for drinks or for conversation. But at least you know that that is your space, that is your home. And you can say, look, the party's over, if people overstay their welcome, then it's time to go. Yeah, because they're guests in your space. So I'm saying that identity goes with your own space. Yes? I'm answering your question. Right. So just because you may decide that you want to live, have your own bedroom, other people might decide, you know what, I want to live in is it a kibbutz? Or a place where you could share your bed. You could share your wife. You could share your children.
Look how he got interested. I'm an Indian.
No,
look at that. That's the only time he got interested.
No, be careful.
His eyes lit up.
Right, be careful. So there's one or the other. Right? You believe you have your own space. You understand? And then you have your own home. But you may choose. Some people may choose, look, I'm not interested in my personal identity or my culture. I believe we're all human and everything belongs to everybody. So you can have my wife, or I don't really have a wife. Or you can have my children. Some people believe that. So I'm not going to say, I'm not going to try and force that person that they can't have that. They can't mix, or they can't go to somewhere else's house. Does that make sense? Yeah?
Who believes that? Who says that?
He's saying metaphorically, he doesn't mean literally.
Yeah, but there are people literally.
Yeah, literally as well, like him.
There are
Basically what he's trying to say is that, you know, when you have countries where you have races or
Good,
people,
good,
that it's like a home. You can have people coming in, but when they outstay your welcome,
That's
a
right.
bit like immigrants, I mean, maybe they need to go back.
Right.
If they start interfering with the home.
That's right. You
So
got it.
if they start, let's say, changing the furniture and changing the wallpaper,
Good,
maybe it's time to go home.
Good.
Yeah, but if they start interfering with your wife, then that is starting to after they've left.
Yeah, but he's using that as an analogy as an analogy for disturbing the status quo of the country.
That's right.
So trying to change it from within.
Take your mask off.
That's right.
Got mad thing. I'm too famous now.
He said it. He got it.
Yeah, so you are actually, you actually have similar views to some white nationalists.
Yeah, I'm a black nationalist.
Yeah.
So there's white nationalists. I have friends with Chinese nationalists. I have friends with Asian nationalists. So I have friends with all nationalists.
So Malcolm X at one point was a black nationalist as well, wasn't he? Who? So people like the
yeah, that's right.
They're all
Yeah,
black
that's
nationalists as
right.
well.
Yeah.
I don't. The thing is, he's the black nationalist. So we're talking about the hypocrisy of some people, to say respect, saying
Rivas.
if you're a black nationalist, there's nothing wrong. But when you're a white nationalist, it's seen as being racist or something very bad. All he's saying is that preserving your own people and your own way of life isn't necessarily a bad thing. It can be a good thing.
So you're actually opposite to this coffee, this milk is coloured people's beer.
What's up, JK?
Where everyone's mixed up in coffee colours.
No, you've got to be more precise because it's a very serious subject. Because we're dealing with identity politics. So, there are those who I see that I'm opposing, and that their value is to force everybody to mix. I'm saying if people want to mix, they can mix. But if people want to preserve their culture, their race, their ethnicity, and so on, they should have a space for that. That's what I'm saying.
Raj is recording himself again.
This is TNT. Yeah, I know. I've got no servant to hold my stuff.
Some people
Look, his
believe,
stuff,
okay,
look. It's like
they
Commando,
want to live in
look.
a hotel.
I don't know, people. Raj has gone crazy.
It's not their space.
I get chased about a lot, so I can't worry about where my stuff is.
People are asking, can you take your mask off for 1 minute?
Oh, do you want to see my big nose, do they?
I want to have my own space. Other people say no.
Big up. I'm Speaker's Corner, not road.
Like the warm bunk.
That's the Oz.
So when they're fighting, one soldier sleeps in the bed, then he's out, another soldier comes in. That's right, but so some people want to live, I think, warm bunk or something like that.
They record the samosa carrying prick.
Throughout their whole life. I'm just saying, well, if they want to live like that,
Yeah, he's keeping his nose warm.
Yeah, my nose is bigger than.
really?
There you go, there you go.
I'm dealing with the actual fundamental formula and the code, meaning of the code, in its most basic sense. So it may have been used historically by white nationalists to preserve the white race. But that same, listen carefully, that same principle, I am saying, applies to all races.
So he's a nationalist, basically. Or,
Yes, right.
or equality. Yeah, but you do know that those particular words of preserving the white race, they believe under that particular slogan that the white race is actually better than other races, which is why they want to preserve their race. They don't think we're equal, so they don't want to mix. So using the 1488, although you're trying to change the meaning of it, it does have a negative connotation.
So how have you refashioned the 88 part? Because I've heard you refer to the 88 part.
Good luck, Chinese.
Two fat ladies.
Yes, so
Two fat ladies.
we can move it.
Yeah, why not
into-
two fat ladies? Why not?
Could that look good? Could have it that way as well. But when let's talk about the 100 meters, the 100-meter dash, or 400 meters. When the Olympics is on, when the athletes line up on that line to start the race, obviously you've got to think that you're going to win. Yeah, you feel that you're going to win. Yes, and you've got to believe that I'm better than the next person I'm racing. Right? But so that's the attitude of competition. But I don't think that anybody goes onto the track hoping that all the other competitors are dead.
No, but you're
You understand the
on a track here, the people that are going to win are going to be working harder. So if somebody trains and trains and trains, there's a likelihood they would win.
Yes.
When it comes to racial supremacy, like white supremacy, they believe just off the bat, as they're born because of their genetics, that they will win, that they're superior.
Right.
So that's where there's a problem with the 1488, because the people that want to preserve the white race don't want to preserve it because they're white. They want to preserve it because they believe that they're superior to other races.
Okay.
And they don't want to mix it and dilute it.
I understand that.
So when you've taken it, although you don't see that, because you're saying that you don't believe that you're superior to another race,
Yes.
it still has a loaded, let's just say, baggage to it.
Yes, that's right, that's right. So let's unpack that baggage. If you've got two fighters in a ring, or people going up for a race, can you race or fight effectively if you don't believe that you're going to win?
Yeah, but I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
No, I understand exactly what you're saying, but I'm trying to move it on further.
All right.
And move it,
Yeah,
move
you
it
need,
on
to,
further.
you need to have the attitude of that I'm better and I can beat that person. Otherwise, you're going to lose straight off.
Right,
There's no doubt
right,
about that.
right. So we can see that there's a subtle twist in that whole, you know, this way of looking at things. You know, so you do need that spirit to believe. Yeah, my race. But you don't want to.
But can you not see how it can be a fine line between thinking that
Yes.
you need to win,
Yes.
then saying I'm gonna win because I'm superior than that person.
That's right.
Genetically,
Correct.
It can go from one to the other.
That's right. Very easily.
Yeah.
So it is a very thin line.
Very fine line.
That's right. Very
Because I
fine
think
line.
I'm not sure about if Ralph's here later. It'd be good to talk to Ralph because Ralph believes that the white race is superior to other races intellectually, and so he wants to
yes.
preserve the white race according to that because he doesn't want to dilute them.
Yes.
With say, I'm not saying that's what he's saying, but that's what I've got from what he's saying.
I've got that.
He doesn't want to dilute them because he believes that mixing with other races.
Practicing white preachers. I
Yeah,
like that.
mixing with other races will dilute the gene pool and the intellect of the white race.
Right,
And that
right.
truly is, sorry Ralph, that is racist, that particular ideology. But there's a difference between that and wanting to preserve your own people because of the culture and the way of life.
That's right. Good.
There's two separate things.
Right. I'm not fully aware of Ralph's position.
It'd be good to talk because Ralph's coming down. It'd be good to talk to Noton black nationalists. Because the one thing is that sometimes when you talk to black nationalists, they try and hide their true feelings.
Right.
And I don't like that. It's like, tell the truth. You believe that the black people should stick with black people. Black people should kind of preserve their own people. And I don't have an issue with that if you're straightforward with it.
Yes.
When people try like that, so when Ralph comes down, I'd love to have a chat with you
Yeah. Okay.
about this.
That'd be great.
So if the whites believe that they're superior and they want to maintain that white, do you worry about black?
Yes. That's right.
Superiority of black.
Now, do you believe that black people are superior to other races? That's what he's asking.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No, I'm not superior to other races. I'm asking if you believe that black
Yes. Every race has its own character. Just like we're here having a conversation. We're all different individuals, but as an individual, you're also part of a community. Your fathers and your grandparents brought you to be.
I can ask you quite a controversial. What do you think the black races say? What you believe that their superior points are? What do you think it is?
Well, I think that until the power of white supremacy is neutralized, we will not be able to understand or see the true benefits and the true quality attributes of each race.
What do you think? Because you're saying that you believe that black people have their own kind of like specific positive superiority in certain areas. Now we know that white nationalists who might be racist would say that their biggest superiority is their intellect. That's what they believe. That they believe their intellect.
Their IQ,
Right. So we're talking about like maybe. I mean, yeah, we'll go to the article. We're just saying that that's what a lot of say white nationalists or people that you might disagree
Well,
with,
as he said,
but what do you? Because you said
They're not
that you
the
believe
top.
that black people have their own attributes that are superior to other races.
No.
Oh, you didn't say that.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is that each race, each culture has its own value intrinsically.
what do you want? You're crazy.
So I would not say
Biryani.
Go eat biryani.
Prota,
Oh,
aloo gobi.
Eat biryani, you're crazy.
yes. So I'm saying that you will not be able to recognize or appreciate the values that each race has to offer until white supremacy is neutralized. Does that make sense? So neutralize. So basically, if there was a power here, slow down.
I can demonstrate that neutralization.
Right. So, for example, we're here, and this is going to be an area of free speech. Yes? So, somebody can come here and say, look, I don't believe in free speech. This is the first time I'm meeting Afghanistan. And I have the authority over all of you here.
It's quite rare.
So if that kind of force arrives here and speaks for all, then none of you, I wouldn't be able to appreciate anything that you would have to say. So I couldn't make any judgments on you, because that force will be limited each for all of us. So none of us can express ourselves. Does that make sense? If such a force exists, then all of us would be like machines. So if this place is truly a place of free speech, I think it's quiet, and you can be free to say what you have to say. Then we can appreciate or disagree with whatever he has to say. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you can.
And there's a trend of people. The most famous one is the
That's right. So it's all about creating that level playing field. And once the level playing field has been produced, then you have an opportunity to see the potential of all those people that are on in that space. No. So that's yet to be created, and then that will take the genius of each of us to create that stadium. That stadium has not been built yet. But if there's a bias, if I've got my bias, I'm going to build a stadium with you. That's the thing.
That is the power to take the heart out of these things. That's right. You know, because they rely on people saying
Trying to preserve their That's right.
I need to hold my camera like 10 minutes, not
Okay,
right now.
let me know. I'm your cameraman from now on.
Yeah, today. My seat broke, but I can't show his face.
No, you can if you want.
Oh, here he is, look!
that's because we arrest Christian preachers in this country.
Alright, man. It was great to talk to you, man. When Ralph comes, we'll try and talk, we'll expand on it. Let me try and find